Alright. Are we live? We are live. Alright. Alright. And we're good. Alright, let's get this underway. Hiya. Alright, there we go. Music. Oh yeah. Alright. Hello everybody. Zach from 49. We are back with more Phoenix Wright Attorney. We are at episode 10. We have hit the double digits of Phoenix Wright. I am having a lot of fun with this series, and we're just getting started from the sound of things. But in a lot of ways, we're extending the limits of this game, and it's only the third episode. So, what I mean by that is currently it is day 3 of the investigation. However, we're basically done with the trial. We're just gathering more evidence for today. Day 4 is when the actual convict, or the actual choice will be made. We were able to fend off Edgeworth in the last episode and the courts. We have produced evidence that it is entirely feasible that a different suspect this time is on the, words. Basically, there's another suspect somewhere out there, and we got to figure out who it is. We have limited it down to, I believe, 2 people. The producer or the director. And I don't know who it is yet. I'm leaning towards the producer because the producer has a little bit of an edge to her. The other guy, he feels like an open book. I don't really necessarily... I know he was really not inconsistent, but his details were lacking in his, in his testimony. Which is fine, that's what this game is. So, but yeah, we were able to stave off the guiltiness of Mr. Willpowers and point towards another direction, and we are going to snap on that. I don't know how we're going to snap on it, but we have 1 episode to hopefully gather all of the evidence we need. Anyway, October 19th, 3:27 p.m., Wright & Co. Law Offices. That was a close one, huh, Mia? Really? Too bad. I'm sorry I missed it. It's back to, yeah, it's her again. Maya! So, what happened? Well, I think we've got a pretty good idea who did it. Now all I need is a motive and proof. Wow, good going, Nick. Under the initial trial system, tomorrow is the last day we have. Initial trial? What's that? That's the new court system they introduced 2 or 3 years ago. They had so many cases in the system, they decided to speed the whole process up. So, under that system, trials have to end in 3 days? Yes, we already know this. Yeah, pretty much. Well, we've no time to waste. Alright. With that said, let's waste some time. Ah, it doesn't do it anymore. I'm so sad about that, bruh. Okay, hang on. Let's just present all the evidence to her. Who would have thought that it was Jack Hammer inside? But why did he steal it? That's what I have to figure out. Okay. Sorry. Okay. I don't know why I'm presenting all this evidence. It would have helped me in the last episode, 2 episodes ago, during day 2 of the trial. It would have definitely helped, but I guess not. I wish I had my own samurai spear. Just think, I could poke you as much as I wanted. Me? Why me? Exactly, why me? And then this. What do you think about this? It's a fanboy's prized possession. Wow, and yeah, she might actually like that. It's a little different from the Steel Samurai on TV. These are most likely taken at those PR shows they do at stores and fairs. I'm pretty sure it's not a Willpowers inside that suit. No true fan would be satisfied with anything less than the real thing. You're still a child, I suppose. I guess it takes an adult to appreciate the real deal, right, Nick? Yeah, whatever you say. And then a camera, of course. This is Cody's... Hey, a digital camera! I'm impressed a kid like him would have something this expensive. The kids these days. I don't imagine spirit mediums in training get a lot of toys. Okay, let's talk. Steel Samurai, I guess. I don't get it, Maya. Why would Mr. Hammer steal the Steel Samurai costume? I know why. maybe, if I were to make a guess as to why, it's probably because since Will Powers was injured, he wanted to try and assume the role of the Steel Samurai for the day, for one reason or another. Maybe it was jealousy that made him want to sabotage, I guess we'll use that word, because the security guard ended up telling us, kind of that this isn't what he necessarily wanted. So maybe he was doing this to maybe do something. I don't know. What? You mean Mr. Hammer was wearing the costume? Yeah, but Mr. Hammer was the victim, Nick. Why would he go through the trouble of stealing it? That's what we have to find out. Well, I probably already just answered that. Any ideas? Well, have you noticed anything that might help us? I can't see what's going on when Mia's here. So no, thanks. So useful. Right. Maybe we should go to the WP. Well, Powers, right, yeah. Yeah, we'll go there. We'll get there. What happened with the director's testimony? Director's testimony, oh boy. Well, it's pretty clear that the producer and the director were both in the trailer. Huh? Which means that the killer has to be one of them. Exactly! That's what I've been saying. That's what I thought originally, but they're like, nah, you don't have the evidence to prove that it could have been one of those two. And then I was right all along. Whatever. Because the real scene of the crime was Studio 2, where the trailer is. What? Am I always this so excitable? Alright. We don't have anything else to do here, so let's move to the detention center. Mr. Will Power is still being kept here, unfortunately. Mr. Wright, you did very well again today. Thank you. Oh, thanks. Could you not look like you're about to burst into tears? Wow, Nick, you must have really worked him in there. And you could wipe that grin off your face? Hey, WP, only one day left. Let's make it count. Yeah, I don't know how you can make it count when he's stuck in here. Yes, though there's not really anything I can do to help. Exactly. I'm not really sure what I can do either. Please, this is no laughing matter. Indeed, there are many ways that this case is already over, but in many ways, it's just beginning, Mr. Hammer. I was wondering about Mr. Hammer. He was a big star back in the day, right? But then he just dropped off the face of the earth. Oh, yes, you're right. In fact, he was my role model when I started this business. But he just stopped taking on big roles. That's when he began appearing in little productions at Global. How could he do that? I was really looking forward to the sequel, Steel Samurai Summer. He just gave up being a star 5 years ago. Actually, now that I think about it, that was right when Miss Vasquez came to Global 5 years ago. Interesting. Could you tell me more about Miss Vasquez? Oh, the producer? She's well respected in the industry. They say she's a genius. A genius? She's been at Global Studios for 5 years now. Right or wrong, nobody dares tell her different these days. Why's that? Ever since she came on board, we've had nothing but hits. Global Studios was on its knees when but she picked up and made it shine. Oh, and what? Nothing. Forget it. I've only heard rumors anyhow. What do you mean? Tell me! What if what you just said could, like, open up windows for me? Can you tell me anything about Mr. Manella? Oh, he used to be a minor straight-to-video director. A minor straight-to-video director, wow. But something in his work caught Vasquez's eye. She brought the Steel Samurai idea to him. Now everyone knows the name Salmonella. I hear he's pretty much at her beck and call, though. Whenever she says jump, he asks how high and all that. I can imagine him being at her beck and call, though can't imagine him jumping. Yeah. Let me guess. Okay. Alright, well, let's present this. He can't say nothing to this. Here's that picture again. Is that really Jack Hammer inside that suit? He's the only one who could have won. But why would he Yeah, why? You're the medium. Why don't you summon up Mr. Hammer's spirit and ask him yourself? Give me about 3 more years. Look at us, the 2 novices. You can't say nothing to this. Regarding the murder weapon. Yes? Yes? Is it heavy, that spear? It's pretty hefty, yeah. I don't think an average person would be able to swing it around effectively. And that's the spear that broke or something during the morning run-through. Oh yes, I goofed on a round kick, you see. I broke the spear. The security lady fixed it for me right away, though. With duct tape, we heard. Yeah. Nah, don't say that. Don't say that. Alright, whatever. Whatever. We're good to go. I'm out. You again. Jesus criminy. Here we go again. Not much to say either, do we? Yeah. Oh yeah, you're probably not too happy with me right now, considering... Yeah. The old windbag sure is quiet today. Oh my. You know, this place is really peaceful like this. Nick? I think her guard's down. Yeah? I bet we could even eat those donuts in the car station if we wanted. Oh my god, this is serious. You eat, you die. Whew, she's alive. Oh, Let's examine the security room real quick. Computer that runs the studio security cameras. Huh? It looks like it's been turned off for the day. Alright. Let's just talk to her. Producer Vasquez. I was wondering about D. Vasquez, the producer. Oh, the studio bigwigs love her. So she always gets her way. She seems better. Do you not like the producer? Look, the studio people don't want me talking about her, so sorry. Huh, you're being a little bit more cooperative today. I appreciate that. How about Director Manella? Why not? Can I ask you about Sal Manella, the director? Sal? He's soft, a pushover, does whatever Vasquez tells him to. She treats him like dirt, but I think he likes it. Why would anyone like being treated like dirt? That doesn't make any sense, does it, Nick? No, it doesn't, Maya. Alright, what about Mr. Hammer? How about Mr. Hammer? I heard about what you said today, cheeky whippersnapper. Poor old Hammer, you drag his star down from the sky and stomp on it, calling him a criminal, a thief. I won't forget this! Oh, she's really pissed this time, yeah. You listen to me, whippersnapper. My poor old Hammer would never do such a thing. Why would he steal Polis's costume so he could sneak by me? Why wouldn't it? He would never stop so low. Stupid, excuse me. It's impossible. Okay, let me move on from this awkward conversation before... No! Let's move on from this conversation before you end up giving a heart attack. Not there. We're gonna go here. October 19th, Studio 1 entrance. Think back, Nick, to the day of the murder. Mr. Hammer put on the Steel Samurai costume. Then he left from here to go to Studio 2. Right. But why? I wonder if someone called him. Like the director or the producer. Well, in the order of events... That's actually a good point. That's a really good point. That's a really good point. That's a darn good point. Alright, let's go to... we can't even go to Studio 1. Whatever. Alright. We do need to go... Before we go to Studio 2, because that's where we're going to get all the hints, I think. We need to go back to the main gate. I want to go to the employee area first. So I want to go there first. October 19th, Global Studios, employee area. I guess they're not filming today either. I did want to see them filming, just one time. This trial bit will be over and done by tomorrow. You can come see them film later. I guess. This is where you found the bottle of sleeping pills, right? I wonder why if there's any other clues lying around. Yeah! No touching! Eek! Sorry, pal. Didn't mean to frighten you. Didn't mean. I almost had a heart attack. I guess I can be a little dramatic at times. I suppose that it's the actor in me. Dramatic indeed. Anyway, I'm going to examine the plate on that table. Wait, are you looking for sleeping pills? Yeah, pal. Traces thereof. Let's talk with him then. The plate. So you're looking for traces of sleeping pills. How? For a thorough examination, I gotta take the plate back to the prison. But I have the capabilities to make a cursory examination right here. Our science guy gave me some testing solution. This reacts to these sleeping pills. See, if there's traces, it'll change color. Wow, neat! Well, Detective Gumshoe, what are you waiting for? Nah, everything in due time, pal. Huh? Ooh? Well, the testing solution on the plate changed color, alright. So there was! So, Hammer put sleeping medication in his food? What? So the food in this plate had been laced with sleeping pills. Looks like it. Steak plate added to the court record. That's probably important. The investigation. How goes your investigation? To tell the truth, it's a real mess, pal. Some people think we should pursue the case we already have against Powers, and some people think we should switch suspects. What do you think, Detective Gumshoe? Well, pal, I hate to admit it, but I'm not sure I buy the case against Mr. Powers anymore. I feel kind of bad for Mr. Edgeworth, though. Thank you! Thank you, Edgeworth. Oh, I mean, sorry, not Edgeworth. Gumshoe. Thank you, Gumshoe. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now I feel like, for once, somebody else is on my side. How's Edgeworth doing, anyway? Mr. Edgeworth is out of control. He was in the waiting room, and he crushed his paper cup with hot coffee in it. Talk about burns, pal! Wow, the fury of Edgeworth. Yeah, crushing paper cups. Cups, bottles. Say, whatever happened to that empty bottle? Oh, the bottle of sleeping pills? Well, I got some news for you about that. They found the victim, Jack Hammer prints on the bottle. So that means... Yep, sounds like the one who put Powers to sleep was none other than the victim. So I was right. Sleeping pill. He already... Wait a minute. Alright, well, let's present some evidence then. Let's present this, frickin' samurai book. I'm guessing yeah, nothing. He doesn't know anything about that. Bruh. Tell me something useful. Okay, you're useless to me. You're useless to me. Take my badge. Tell you what, take my badge. Oh, whatever. Alright, we're moving on. We're moving on from this moment. We're going to the dressing room. Hey! It's the girl that I kind of like. What are you doing here? Oh, I was just cleaning up the dressing room. I guess WP won't be using it anymore. What? Why? But WP's innocent! Yes, and I'm really grateful for all you've done. But this week is the last episode of The Steel Samurai. What? No! What do you mean? The last episode? What do you mean, the last Steel Samurai? I know it's a shock, but nothing can be done to save it now. Whoever really did kill Mr. Hammer also signed the Steel Samurai's death warrant. No. Also, I hear that Global Studios is going to change its programming. They're not going to make kids shows anymore. What? Why? I don't know. It's sad, but it's what Global Studios decided. Studio policy. Why aren't they going to make kids shows anymore? The studio bigwigs don't want the Steel Samurai around anymore. They want to forget all of this ever happened. They want it quiet, you understand? How can they just do that? What about all the kids who love the Steel Samurai? It's okay. I'm sure the kids will be fine. They'll find a new hero to follow. No, that can't be true. If the program just ends, they'll be heartbroken for sure. Nick, say something. Yeah. I think the evidence. I think evidence rather than words is called for here. Here, take a look at this. Take that! And this is? A fan collected all of these photographs. The kids love the Steel Samurai. The show shouldn't be canceled just so some adults can save face. I would think you would understand that better than anyone. You're right. Okay, but what can I do? Well, for starters, you can tell me something. Tell me what it is that Global Studios is so intent on hiding. Tell me about this accident 5 years ago. Okay. I was wondering if I could ask you about Mr. Hammer. Yes? On the day of the murder, he went to Studio 2. Huh? I thought he went to Studio 1. He stole the Steel Samurai costume, too. What? Why would Mr. Hammer do something like that? Oh. I guess the rumor must be true then. The rumor? Yeah. Miss Vasquez, that producer, had some kind of hold on Hammer. She had some dirt on him. He'd do anything she said, apparently. Some dirt? What dirt? Dirt. You know, bad stuff. I know what dirt means. About 5 years ago, they were filming a movie starring Mr. Hammer. They were using this new studio, Studio 2. Some sort of accident happened during the filming. After that, they never used Studio 2 again. They left the film set the way it was, too. The film set? Is that trailer part of the film set, then? 5 years ago. Could you tell us what happened 5 years ago? Well, I could tell you what I've heard. Apparently, 5 years ago, someone died, and it was Hammer's fault. So that's what kept... Okay. Someone died? It was an accident, of course. Anyway, the producer, Ms. Vasquez, managed to hush it up. And that's what the dirt she had on Mr. Hammer. And that's why Mr. Hammer would do anything Ms. Vasquez asked him to do. But it was an accident, right? Why didn't they just make it public? Well, you know Mr. Hammer was a big star back then. If they were afraid of what would happen in his career if the word got out. I see. You know who knows more about this? Miss Oldbag. She was here at the studios back then, you know? Thanks, we'll try asking her. If she'll talk. Yeah, I doubt she will. I doubt she will. Very unlikely that she will. That is the wrong way. That is the wrong way to go. What are you still slinking around? If you like this place so much, why don't you take over for me? The old windbag doesn't look so good. Everybody's doing their darndest to forget Hammer. Who do they think made Global Studios what it is today? Hammer! It's all due to Hammer. She's starting to froth at the mouth, Nick. Maybe we should keep a safe distance. Yeah. 5 years ago. I wanted to ask you about 5 years ago. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Listen, lady, don't have a heart attack. Who told you? Who did you hear that from? Nichols! Nichols? Nick. Penny Nichols, that assistant we talked to. Oh, right. Anyway, you heard about the accident. It was during filming with Jack Hammer. He killed a man, didn't he? Whippersnappers! Dredging up dirt on someone's past like that, and recently departed, no less. I suppose you think this is fun. No, I'm just doing my job to protect Mr. Powers. And you claim that Hammer stole Powers' costume. You expect me to believe that rubbish? Or do you have some kind of proof? Proof that Hammer stole Powers' costume? I do have proof. I'm sorry, Miss Oldbag, but I do have proof. I can prove that Mr. Hammer stole Mr. Powers' costume. What do you mean? The sleeping pills, obviously. Take that. Here's my proof. What's a little empty bottle supposed to prove? It's a bottle of sleeping pills with Mr. Hammer's fingerprints on it. But what does that prove? I'm sure old Hammer had some sleepless nights. What's your proof that he... What? Okay, fine. Take this. Mr. Powers ate a T-bone steak for lunch, correct? Well, yes, so... This is the plate that he used to eat that steak. There are traces of sleeping pill powder on that plate. I see. Poor, poor Hammer. You did wrong. Hammer, rest your soul. Ms. Oldbag? Okay, you win. I'll talk. I'm tired, see? Tired of holding it all in. Ms. Oldbag. You're right. 5 years ago, that was an accident. A fatal accident. What's worse, a paparazzi took a photo of it. That photo, well, it caused quite a stir. And guess who made it all better? Vasquez. She has ties to the Mafia. She silenced that paparazzi. That was the beginning. After that, she became a force to be reckoned with here at the studio. I see. But you have to understand, poor old Hammer never meant any harm to anyone. Miss Oldbag. Hold on a moment. Poor Miss Oldbag. Here, take this. A photograph. Oh! Oh! Oh no! This is the picture. Is this the trailer in Studio 2? Hammer was supposed to fight a bad guy on the top of those stairs. There! He pushed the other actor, and the man fell onto the flower box fence. But how did you get this? It was a long time ago. I don't feel much like talking about it. I understand. That's fair. You know what? That's reasonable. That's reasonable. Let's go to the detention center and see if... Okay, yeah, no, there's nothing. There's only one place to go from here. Studio 2. Studio 2. We need to go to outside Studio 1, and then we move over to Studio 2 outside, blah, blah, blah. D. Vasquez. Hey, Nick. It's Ms. Vasquez. Hello? H-E-L-L-O. Hi! Oh my god, Maya! You should at least try to be polite. I'm watching the clouds. That's all she had to say, apparently. This is where Salmonella D. Vasquez ate. There's nothing left on the plates. Yeah. Something wrong? I don't know. I'm getting this funny feeling. Something about this just feels odd, you know? I can't say that I do. Alright, well. Let's present our badge. She's not even looking. Okay, hey, you look. Why are you showing that to me? Sure. She's not even looking. There's not really much else to say. Let's talk to her. Or better yet, I don't even want to talk to her. Let's move into the trailer where hopefully the producer is. Studio 2 trailer. Is he in here? Wasn't the assistant cleaning up yesterday? Funny. It still seems pretty messy in here. I guess she was still on a high from getting that rare card she needed. True. Anything different this time around? No clues here. This is where they had that meeting. There were documents and paper cups scattered all around. It looks like they were designing a set to use for the Steel Samurai show. They've got some show figures. They got some figures for how much the set costs. I can't believe they spend that much money on those sets. Alright, clearly nothing in here. All that's left is to talk to her, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and talk to her. Well, let's see, who do we start with? Mr. Director Manella. I was wondering if you could tell me about Mr. Manella. If you must talk about that man, perhaps you could talk about it in the trailer. By yourselves? Oh. Oh dear. Okay. Mr. Powers. Mr. Powers wasn't the killer. You don't have to cancel the Steel Samurai. I think I'm tired of the Steel Samurai. You did it! Nick! She did it! She's the killer! My Fey Blood speaks to me. I know it! I know it! Oh dear. Okay. That comes out of nowhere. Excuse me. Mr. Hammer came here on the day of the murder. See? Shh. Perhaps you don't hear me. I'm watching the clouds. I'm not interested in talking to you. Do something, Nick. She's really ticking me off. Oh, dear. What am I supposed to do? Okay, let's present her some evidence. Boom! Take that! She doesn't even... Yeah, okay, she didn't react to that all that well. Let's take this. Steel Samurai book. Okay. That doesn't do anything either. Oh, that's what we present to her. She's not even looking. Where? What? Where did you get that? Well, old bag. Old bag. Old? She means the security later. This old bag, Nick. Right. Anyway, Ms. Vasquez. You hid this incident from the press, didn't you? And you used it to control Mr. Hammer. The wind. Huh? It's gotten stronger, don't you think? The wind? Your conversation interests me. Let's talk about it more inside the trailer. Nick, she went inside the trailer. I'm scared. You came. Well then? What was that you were talking about? Why is she so eager to talk all of a sudden? Ms. Vasquez, you were using that accident. You were blackmailing Mr. Hammer so you could control him, weren't you? That's why he was doing kid shows for petty change. So I'm a blackmailer now. Well, that's what it was, wasn't it? I mean, sure, it was an accident, but you used it to drag Mr. Hammers down from his rightful place as a star. Oh? I haven't pulled anyone down from anywhere. Mr. Hammer's career went sour for its own accord. But you were the cause. You pressured him. And to think it was just an accident. Excuse me? What's this all about? You keep saying accident. Accident. How are you so sure? What do you mean? What do you mean? Must I spell everything out for you? Think. What would it be if it wasn't an accident? No. No way. You mean Mr. Hammer did it on purpose? That's what I mean. Where's your proof? Can you prove it? Just think. Would he have let me run his life for 5 years over a mere accident? And I ran him hard. But the security lady said it was an accident. Oh? Well, she was a big fan of Mr. Hammer, you see. She dumped on the reporter who brought up that photo in the studio. She wrenched it out of his hands, she did. Gave him a few bruises, too. So that's why she had the photo. She's an old fool. Of course, all the reporter would need is the negatives. He could have made a copy, but he didn't. The only copy of that photo is the one you hold. Give it to me. Now! What? This is valuable evidence! Boys! Oh my god! Oh my god! Who are they? Professionals. They're good at erasing various things. What did you think? Would you like to be erased? What? The trial ends tomorrow? How unfortunate. It's a shame you'll have to miss it. Tell me why. Why do you want this photograph so badly? This is Mr. Hammer's dirt, no? Why should D. Vasquez care about it all? I'm sure you'll have plenty of time to think that where you're going. So long, friends. Boys, erase away. No! Did they erase the photo? Hold it right there! Gumshoe, let's go! Yes! Woo! Gumshoe, my man! I heard everything, pal! D. Vasquez! You're coming down to press it with me now! Not bad. Very well. It appears this contest will be decided tomorrow then, in court. I'll be looking forward to it. My man Gumshoe, coming in clutch. Hey, you okay, pal? Thank you, Gumshoe. Sorry I was a little late with my entrance. I don't get many chances to practice that sort of thing. Detective Gumshoe, thank you, thank you, thank you. I was really scared. Huh? Don't mention it, pal. Just doing my job. Detective Gumshoe? Sorry, it's just... I wanted to say that line ever since I became a detective. Okay, I've got one more job to do today. I'm sure we'll run into each other again soon. Well, Nick, it looks like we're getting close to the bottom of this. And who's at the bottom? D. Vasquez. I'm pretty sure we just kind of figured out... Wow, that's it? It's been 27 minutes. Save your progress up to this point? Do we do this? Do we keep going? Okay, I'm gonna play a game. I'm gonna play a game. All right, here's how the game works. I am going to... This is the criteria. I am going to pick a number between 1 and 100. If an even number is picked, I'll continue the episode. If an odd number is picked, then I'll stop here and end the stream. 1, 2, 3. That's it, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Nope. Who cares? I'm doing it. I don't even care. I'm doing it.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement.
In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory to the case. He claims that the scene of the crime was, in fact, Studio 2. Today, I will call on people to present present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear.
Very well.
Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. You may call
your first witness, Mr. Wright.
The prosecution calls Ms. D. Vasquez to the stand. Ms. D. Vasquez is a producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. Will the witness state her name and occupation? D. Vasquez, I'm a producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes? I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here.
Very well, Mr. Vasquez.
Ms. Vasquez.
Please, give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder.
Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her with her pants down, so to speak. All right, it's time. It's time. Day of the murder. I entered the trailer. Oh, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal studio. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in the front trailer. We found Hammer's Botter later, when we all went to Studio 1. That's all.
I have a question about the part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you.
The van.
There's a van.
There's a van at Studio 2. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk with all that monkey's head toppling over. The van. Manella uses to drive Vasquez to Studio 1 after that meeting in the trailer.
I see. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do this. I don't know exactly what to point out. Alright. I entered the trailer, a bit before noon. Hold it. But by yourself? Yes. And you didn't stop at in the employee area? No. Are you always this terse? Yes. Oh dear. The meeting began at 12 sharp, and it ended at 4. Hold it. Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. Come on, let's talk a bit more about that. Objection! The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. The same can be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth, and please stop banging on your desk. It hurts my ear. You know, I like her I like her a lot. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. Hold it. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you could try remembering? No. The meeting ended at 4, and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those times. You would think? Come on! All you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. Hold it! Hold on! You had Sal take you. What's that mean? It means what I just said. I had Sal take me in Studio 2 van. Oh, alright. At 2:30 we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Hold it. And what were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Oops. It was a 15-minute break. Alright, hold it. Did you have someone who can verify this? Sal. Yeah, very true. No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. If she's committed murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. If I had some evidence to prove she didn't eat the steak... Well, Nick, find anything? I kinda wish she'd said a little more. It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. But I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said. Somewhere. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. Alright, let's take a look at some evidence. But the trailer ended. But Manila, but you couldn't have. Wait a minute. Block the path of the crime scene between 2:15 and 4 p.m. Okay, I guess that I entered the trailer at a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. Pierced through the chest by a spear. Blah blah blah. No. The murder weapon. Block the path of the scene of the crime between 2 and 4. Near the camera. Blah blah blah. Shown nice and above the camera. T-bone steak. Found the employee area. Two sleeping pillows and a large bone. Manella uses fan to drive Vasquez to Studio 1 after the meeting in the trailer. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. And then at 4, so we went to Studio 1. Yeah, that makes sense. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. I have an idea. So I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. There's no evidence to contradict that. There's literally no evidence to contradict that. Yeah, it's a little difficult. I think I know what it wants me to say. It wants me to pounce on this. It wants me to pounce on this. And it wants me to say that, well, Mr. Monkey's head was blocking the scene of the crime at 4. So how is that possible? But it was removed at 4. So it's either that, or it has something to do... I'm gonna hold this one more time. And what were you doing at that time? Don't hit your desk, blah, blah, blah. It was a 2-minute break. Sal and I ate T1 steaks on the table in front of the trailer. Hold it. Do you have someone who can verify this? Not really. It's really tough. I'm not sure exactly what it wants me to say. I'm not exactly sure. I'm pretty sure I've narrowed it down to 2. Is there any kind of evidence that we can use to prove her wrong? My answer is no. Employee area. That's unrelated though. That's the employee area. That's something else. Manila used this to drive Vasquez to Studio 1 after the meeting in the trailer. This is tough. This is really tough. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks and I want to say that this is what it wants me to pounce me on. I believe it's this evidence or this evidence. And I'll use this van to drive Vasquez to Studio 1 after the meeting in the trailer. I think it wants me to use this evidence. I'm gonna use this. It's probably gonna be wrong. Yeah, it's wrong. Okay. Okay. Alright. That's fair. That's fair. I'm not exactly sure. I'm fatigued, so I had Sal take me. Maybe it wants me to present the van. It wants to produce the van. That is not what it wants me to produce either. Okay, so not that either. It doesn't want me to do anything related to the drive over. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. I'm pretty sure this is what it is. But what evidence backs that up? What can I use? I can't really use any evidence to back that up. A little before noon. The meeting began at 12, ended at 4. This is tough. This is tough. I'm not sure what to say or what to do. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so they went to Studio 1. Did they go to Studio 1? Let me just read this. Time of death. Pierced through the chest by a spear. Strangling one leg, got into the studios, straighten the shaft, walk to the path, same crime, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Shows nice and blind that camera. So we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Saul take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. I do not know what it wants me to say. I don't know what it wants me to say, or what evidence it wants me to present. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Saul take me. Is there evidence that produces that otherwise? Is there evidence that I can use to overturn that? I mean, yeah, so... No, not really. I don't know what it wants me to say. A little before noon. I'm forgetting like a tiny, tiny detail. I don't know what the detail is, though. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. Dragging one leg. 2 p.m. The murder weapon. I'm breaking the shaft. Block the path between the scene of the crime between 2:15. Taking his fingerprints. And I'll use this to direct message of the studio one for getting the trailer. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. Dragging one leg, blah blah blah. I mean, maybe. Yeah, no, that's not it either. Oh my god. This is brutal. I don't understand what it wants me. So he went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Saul take me. What do you mean? I don't understand what you mean. He's dragging one leg. Guide him out to the studios. I was fatigued, so I had Saul take me. The murder weapon. The break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape. The block the path between the scene of the crime between 2:15 and 4 p.m. Contains photos of every victory scene of Edgeworth to Sunrise 1, a new digital camera. Cody carries it, though he's still learning how to use it. Shows the accident involving Jack Hammer 5 years ago. On the table employee area bears Jack Hammer's fingerprints. Found the employee area, sleeping pills, and a large bone. Vanilla used this van to drive baskets to Studio 1 after meeting the trailer. At 2:30 p.m., we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. There's no way it wants me to present the autopsy. There's no way. There's no way. 15-minute break. Guide map in the studio. Murder weapon. A break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape. Block the path to the scene of the crime between 2:15 and 4. Contains photos of every victory scene. Blah, blah, blah. Nothing here. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. I'm confused what it wants me to say. Okay, I think I figured out. I at least know where it wants me to. So what piece of evidence could potentially prove that she did not have time? Let me just press on this. Ah! Let me just press on this one more time. Hold it. Do you have someone who can verify this? So, no, I meant someone else. One person is enough. If she committed a murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. If I had some evidence that proves she didn't eat the steak, well, Nick, find anything? Evidence that she didn't eat eats T-bone steak. Dragging one leg. Table in front of the trailer. Salad ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. What do you mean? What do you mean? When you want to say yes but you really mean no, what do you mean? There's no way! There's no way. I don't know what it wants me to say. Found on a table in the employee area. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. It can't. Yeah, that's not it either. I'm so confused. I don't think that won me any points with the judge. I don't know what it wants me to say. She wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. If I had some evidence to prove she didn't eat that steak. It's do or die time, boys. It's do or die time. Either I get this or I don't. Use this van to drive Vasquez to Studio 1 after the meeting in the trailer. It ended at 4 p.m. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh. We ended at 4. No. In front of the trailer. A little before noon, the meeting began at 12 sharp and ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Saul take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. Yeah, I don't know what it wants me to say. I'm gonna get this wrong. I don't know what it wants me to say or what it wants me to do about this. It wants me to pounce on what evidence I can prove to show it, but I've already shown all the evidence I think I need to show, that I could potentially show. 8 T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. I'm just gonna look at this again. Wait a minute, something ain't right here. Something ain't right here. And I think I'm getting a little bit closer to it. I don't know. I don't know. Here's what I'm thinking. If she didn't have time to eat the steak, then I'm pretty sure then Sal would have just eaten it. But I don't know how to present that evidential-wise. There's no evidence that supports this claim other than the T-bone steak. Alright, I'm wrong. Alright, whatever. What?! What?! No way! There's no way! There's no way! There is no freaking way! There's no way! You claim that you ate a T-bone steak, but I say you didn't.
What's this? Now, Mr. Wright?
Look at this. It's a plate. This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, to remind you, it was a T-bone steak. Exactly my point, remember if you will. Ms. Vasquez and Mr. Manella ate at a table outside the trailer. Yet there were no T-bones left on their plates! Ooh! Ah! Ms. Vasquez? Tell me how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. Whoa, 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 whoa. You didn't eat the steak. You didn't eat the steak. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere, like that incinerator.
I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break?
Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? Picking at salmonella! Meeting the Steel Samurai, probably. Yeah, there you go. She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Which implies he killed her.
Order! Are you saying?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak. She ran into the Steel Samurai, and then you did it. You killed him with your own hands.
Mr. Wright! Isn't that a little presumptuous?
Objection! What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Vasquez. Good luck, Nick. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. Yes? I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? Oh God! Well, think back, right? Think back, because when he died, the Steel Samurai was the one who went down. A lot is on the line here. The mirror weapon. A break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape. It's also pretty heavy. Blocked the path to the scene of the crime between 4:15 and 4. Contains photos of the incident. You couldn't, could you? I don't know about this. I can't just say I think you could. How? How could I possibly use the spear as a weapon? I mean, I guess I don't really... If I say I don't know... You couldn't, could you? Or I think you could. I'm trying to remember what Cody's testimony was, because Cody was like... Sure, I think you could. Whatever. It's not impossible. Objection. Well, maybe it's not impossible, but... Silence! I'm speaking. The victim was stabbed through the chest from the front, yes? I believe this would indicate that the victim was aware of the killer's presence. Now, the Steel Samurai costume is quite light and mobile. Compared to the victim, I'm weaker and slower. I couldn't possibly win such a fight. Not to mention, if there is proof I did not have the spear. The photograph of the Steel Samurai shows the victim himself was holding it. What do you mean to suggest that I could have wrestled it away from him? Yeah, take that, Wright. If you still think she did it, show us proof. Hey Nick, look at the data we have on the samurai spear in the record. Isn't there something in there that gets to you? Something odd about the samurai spear? Something odd about the samurai spear? Wait!
Something about it with the right.
Sorry, Your Honor. I'd like to take back my previous claim.
Very well. I hold you to your claim, but I'm afraid I will have to penalize you.
No! What do you mean? What do you mean? That's it, though.
That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial.
Uh-oh.
This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will
Powers, guilty. No! 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 What do you mean? Ugh. Bruh, nah. 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 I'm gonna keep going. I don't understand. Oh, boy. Alright, this is gonna take a sec. Excuse me. Okay. Alright, so this is where we present the bada boom objection. Ha! As I thought. Yes. Wait. Oh, excuse me. You didn't need the steak, yeah. Fascinating. I need a tape basket. Alright, here we go. Let's see. What was the murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. Yes. I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? I don't know. Screw it. I don't know. I don't know. You don't know? What kind of a lawyer are you? Quiet, I'm speaking. You don't know? What kind of a lawyer? I don't know whether you could have fought with the samurai spear. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning? The samurai spear was not the murder weapon. Wait a minute, what do you mean? What? What?
What's the reading of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body.
I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. What are you talking about? 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 It's been mended with duct tape. The samurai spear was not the murder weapon. How? This is literally the only evidence I can use. Take that. I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Remember that this spear broke during the morning action scene run-through. But someone fixed that spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who's wearing a thick costume with this through the chest?
No, order! Order!
Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence! I'm the one testifying here, and I will be heard. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? I'm sorry. If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell, what was it? How was Hammer killed?
Oh, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what the weapon was used?
What weapon? I can't! I don't even know what you're talking about! I don't have any evidence on here that can show anything. There's literally no evidence. Literally nothing. I can't tell you. I cannot tell you. Of course I can't.
Of course?
Can the antics, right?
I have to agree, Mr. Wright. At least pretend that you think you might know.
Note to self. Think before speaking. Tough crowd.
Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer?
Okay, I clearly just need to understand that sometimes you gotta bluff. I can tell you. I would make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was.
I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be outvoted, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's do this murder weapon then.
Huh? 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 You don't need. Surely you don't mean. There's no way. It's not the samurai spirit though. So what is it? It's not Mr. Blackhead either. I have no idea. It has to be a physical object. A murder weapon and breaking the shaft has been mended with duct tape. So it's either the monkey head or the van. I have no idea. Nick! Think about this some more, huh? Please! How could that possibly have been the murder weapon? She has a point.
Something the matter?
No, Your Honor, nothing.
Very well. Let's do this murder weapon then.
I have no idea. Fine, whatever. This. Present. Take that. Of course, it's not that. How could that... Well... I understand... It can't be this! What do you mean? I am so confused. No. No. You don't mean... Surely not the steak. It wasn't the steak, okay. It wasn't the steak, okay. I don't understand. I don't know. Sure, whatever. Whatever. So it's not that either. Maybe it has something to do with this. Look at this photo. Oh! I'm done. I get it now, because the fences are also spears. So yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, okay, fair.
Why, that's Jack Hammer standing atop the stairs. Order! Order! If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about?
This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photograph of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What's that have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it? See this fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest?
What are you saying?
Yes. What happened 5 years ago? Has happened again.
Mr. Wright, continue.
It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Ms. D. Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had done himself 5 years ago. Though, whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say.
In other words,
The victim, Mr. Hammer, he died the same way that he caused another man to die. 5 years ago! Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Oh, very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a menu like you on my script writing staff. You deny what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say, for the sake of argument, that Hammer died at the trailer as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And the evil magistrate costume, no less. Are you claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer all in the space of 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body? The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside this costume? There wasn't enough time.
Indeed. Well, with the right, how could she have done with the body?
She had another way. What if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her own hands? For instance, actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for her to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then.
With the right, please show us how she carried the body.
Right here. Take that! Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1, and you used the studio van to do it. Call your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Saul take me. There was a van right there, right? I had Saul drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body into the evil magistrate costume. Objection! Hold on, Wright. Don't forget, it was Sal Manella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Of course he wasn't. Of course he wasn't. Ha! So without Mr. Manella noticing anything, she put the body in the van, then managed to put the body into the costume? Are you seriously suggesting that's possible? Of course I'm not serious. Ha! I was kidding. To lighten up the proceedings. Lights? Lighten? You can't lighten up a murder.
With the right, the court requests you refrain from making claims unjust.
Yes, Your Honor. Of course Salmonella has to be the conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Ms. Vasquez could have done it all alone. Very true. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it with that small incinerator. Well, Ms. Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose. You win. It was fun. I win? What? You give up? So what happens next? Me? You don't have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. Wait, so you mean D. Vasquez? So it was you. You killed Jack Hammer. Damn. Who can say? Huh? Are you sure I did, Mr. Wright? We just engaged in a battle of wits, and the result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right. But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. What?
Order! Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts?
Of course, it's as the witness says. Certainly, it does seem very likely she did it, but there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you've no more questions, I'll be leaving. Irk, what do I do now? Testify again? I mean, I don't really know what to say. I mean, testify again. If I tell her to testify again, I mean, she's already... I have no idea. Testify again, sure. I'd like you to testify again.
Testify again?
Know when to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I said it again? You'd ask the same questions, get the same answers. A waste of time. Damn. Damn. To come so far, only to fail. No!
As it seems there are no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Ms. Vasquez.
Objection. What? What? No. Edgeworth, my man. Don't do this. I mean, please do this.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
I was hoping to come with up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't.
I see.
Your Honor, I requested the witness testify again. You're a prosecutor, are you not? Why are you bothering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes.
Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making this Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about?
Yes, indeed. Verily, I say. Ergo, I want to hear about what happened after they found the body.
After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify with the court concerning this matter.
Nick, why did Edgeworth... Who knows? He probably realized she did it too. But... wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that, Edgeworth. My man. Edgeworth. Thank you. I was with Salmonella and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady, Oldbag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home.
I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
Okay, Nick, we're real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need to twist the truth out of her, Nick. Right. Thank you, Edgeworth, for giving me this opportunity. I gotta make sure not to fail it. I was with Salmonella and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. Hold it. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manila arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing bodies into costumes, mind you. Press harder! Were there any other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well? Then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help. Oh? What did I just say? Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing bodies into any costumes? You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy. Boy?
The witness will continue her testimony.
The assistant was there. Hang on. The assistant was... Oh, hang on. Assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. Hold it. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember. Remember. What? There was a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm. You certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Press harder! Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around? You discovered a murdered body, and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person?
I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Ms. Vasquez?
Logically speaking, perhaps, but no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him out on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing. Poor Powers.
Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Ms. Vasquez. You may continue.
I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. What was everyone else doing at that time? No one said a thing. It was silent, completely silent, so we stood there until Powers finally arrived at the scene. Sorry I'm late. Then, silence. Dead silence. Silence. Hey Nick, why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up. The security lady, Oldbag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. Hold it! Oldbag? The security lady? Why did the security lady think Powers done it? She said because she saw him going toward the studio. Right, the Steel Samurai. Press harder, but it wasn't him! Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seems to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all of this after the fact. That photograph, meaning the one taken by the security lady. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. I don't think there's anything in there I can use. You asked to be left out. Yes, it seems that everyone was also questioned, and I'm not really fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and will not question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that, since we were in a meeting, and there was no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us. Covered for you. Or covered it up for you. There must have been a lot riding on it, with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they don't require questioning. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. The script and your direction notes. Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio 1 for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder after all. Who could think of rehearsing after that? Oh yeah, I guess.
Very well, Ms. Vasquez.
Please continue. Yeah, what the heck? I saw what was wrong with that. I have an objection to the witness's last statement. So do I! I know exactly what that means. Think! Ms. Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. How would she know that? Don't you see what that means? She wouldn't have had to know. She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio 1. What the heck? How did nobody else see that? I've been pretty slow today, but that was obvious.
Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth, what have you just said? Is that a reasonable observation? However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career changing to defense?
I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Ms. Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal.
Very well. The witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason.
I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal. He told me. Sal, the director. You have to find something to peg on her harder, or everything we've done till now will be wasted. Believe in you, Nick. Go get him! I was with Sal and Old, like the security lady, when he found the body. What do you mean? It's just back to this! It's quite... So I couldn't... I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. And how did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal. He told me. Sal, the director. You have to find something to peg on this on here, or everything we've done till now would have been wasted. I'm so confused. What time was that? We were meeting at 5 p.m. for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was about then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manella arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before, I wasn't stuffing bodies. I mean, what does that mean? What do I press? Well, then you could have put this Hammer in the costume. Oh. Oh my god. Asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Yes, they're quite valuable. I wouldn't want to have them stolen. No, I guess not. What? See what that means? She was to know about the murder before going to Studio 1, yes. I love that face.
Mr. Edgeworth, what you just said is a reasonable observation.
You can't believe. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly reason I believe there wouldn't be no rehearsal.
Very well, the witness will get his testimony to reflect the reason.
I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. But you came... Is there any evidence? Is there evidence that I can submit to prove that? I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes. What do you mean by that? What am I supposed to present to prove that? How did she know? Sal told her, but they're in cahoots. But she also wasn't there during the meeting. I have no idea. Block the path to the crime. No, 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 no! 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 I didn't mean to press that! I didn't mean to press that! No! no. We've come so far. We've come so far. No. I went back of the trailer to my script and direction notes. Proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. I knew that Hammer was injured. Hang on, let me read this from the beginning. The system was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. I'm so confused. It has something to do with this. I knew that Hammer was injured, so I couldn't do any action scenes, so I left it behind. How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal. He told me. Sal, the director. You have to find something to peg this on her. Here, or everything we've done until now will have been wasted. I don't know. I don't understand what it wants me to do. I don't know what it wants me to present. I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the baddie. The assistant was there. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady asked about the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. What does that mean? And he got that information out of Sal. I don't know what it wants me to present. I have no clue! And couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. I don't understand. We're so close. Yet I don't know what to say! And the only reason you could have known that, but you knew he was injured. So I need to present evidence that proves that she didn't know that he was injured. But what proves that? Accident that morning. I don't know! I don't know what it wants me to say! I was a selling old bag when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. Immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. I knew the Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes. I don't understand. I don't understand. She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio 1. He's dragging one leg in that scene. I have to present some kind of evidence. I have to present some kind of evidence. He was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. I don't have any other ideas to present. Oh my god. Oh my god. You knew that Hammer was injured? Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. What? Oh, right! Because that was Jack Hammer!
Mr. Wright, explain yourself!
Yes, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg in this photo. But that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers! Okay. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? Yeah, okay. I already said it was Sal who told me. That's right. He must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manella was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Ms. Vasquez. You saw Mr. Hammer limping. Yep, that lines up. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manella. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes.
Yes, but it wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured?
Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers.
Oh!
And when was he doing this? Well, it would have to have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2, where he was murdered. Exactly. Ms. Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in the Steel Samurai suits. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning.
Order! Order! I will have order!
Witness, can you refute this claim? Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. Oh my god! Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he's fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing!
Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there's a reason, it's unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything they'd like to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive?
Bum, bum, bum. Of course I can prove it. Okay. I have proof and I'll show it. I present to the court evidence as to Ms. Vasquez's motive in this murder. It has to be. It has to be. There's no other evidence I can use other than this. Take that. This is my proof. This is the photo from before. This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Ms. Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began on that day, 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you, for petty change. Bringing us to the present day, and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly, it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star.
One moment, Mr. Wright. If we're talking about motives here, and you've only talked about Mr. Hammer, it almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed D. Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have?
Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have had no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me, and I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine.
Mr. Wright, please explain to Miss
Vasquez motive for the murder. What? What? But there's no real evidence! There's no real evidence other than this photo. There's really no evidence. Alright, I'm gonna start by saying she had no motive. She had no motive, Your Honor.
What's that now? It was Mr. Hammer.
It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Ms. Vasquez did was push him down off the stairs in self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Ms. Vasquez. What? What? I don't even know what's happening right now. Your Honor, Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking she was Powers. Then, Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill D. Vasquez, who had cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. Oh. So you did do it, didn't you? Yes, I'm guilty. It was me. Someone call an ambulance! There's blood everywhere! We're too late! Ah! Miss Vasquez! What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs! Manuel! Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm! No! No! How could this? It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No! Manuel! Don't touch him, Miss Vasquez! No! Please don't die. Please. Oof. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again. My God. Mr. Edgeworth?
Where's D. Vasquez?
In the waiting lobby, Your Honor. As calm and collected as ever.
Where's he? Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
It appears you brought about yet another miracle.
Thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle.
Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers,
not guilty. Let's go! Yay! Woo.
That is all. The court is adjourned.
Well, I
I don't know what to say. Thank you so much.
I'm just glad you're okay.
Yes, but it's sad. I know that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think that he tried to blame me for that murder, it makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright.
Huh?
Tell me! Why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me?
Show evidence. Well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because... well, you see... When I don't have proof. I don't have proof of this. But at the same time... because of this. Take that. Sorry, what does that mean? Hey, what does that mean? Okay. Ah! Congratulations, WP. Oh.
Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel of Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweater costume and... Is something wrong?
No, of course not. Ah! Nick! Edgeworth! Oh. It's you. So truly we can't actually figure it out. Hello, Allie. Not guilty. Yeah, it took a long time. I don't even know what his true motive was. My guess, I couldn't present evidence to prove it, but most likely the reason was because he's held a grudge against Mr. Powers for assuming the role of the Steel Samurai. I don't have evidence to prove it, but yeah. Well, this is the guy that helped us out. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Say something, right?
I'm not good at small talk. What? That was too bad, Edgeworth! Don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers.
Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar! Right. I must say I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. Ooh, meet again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I'm saddled with unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings? Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came to tell you. Oh my god. Where'd that come out? Where did that come from?
Mr. Wright, was that guy your friend?
What? Friends? As if. They're rivals. Rivals, right, Nick? For now we are, I guess. Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick, tell me! What's the deal with you and Edgeworth? And so the curtain closed on another trial. And I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kid shows again. Pink Princess. What was your expression when you faced off Edgeworth in court? What was my expression? There were a lot of different expressions. I was... Oh, man. Whenever he had that face, then it's just like, you know that face that I'm talking about. The face where he's just like, he's baffled or something like that. It put a huge smirk on my face. He's able to to wiggle his way out of everything. It's hard to win a case against him. And so far, I have failed every single case up to this point at least once. Because I'm probably stupid at this game, or Edgeworth is just too smart. So, but we got it, as usual, whatever. Nick, this is it. The new show starts today. You're gonna watch it with me, right? I'll admit, it was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. You have to buy trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and that assistant. Fine, I'll do it. Isn't that great that WP gets to play the lead again? I wonder if they'll show his real face this time. I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers. Is that it? Yes! The Pink Princess and the Steel Samurai enters the frame. Yes! Yes! Another chapter. Okay, I'm not actually gonna lie to you. I actually might know how this next episode goes. I might not. We'll see. But that's just gonna have to wait for another day. We're just gonna have to wait for another day. Because I'm done. I've been streaming for 2 hours. And I don't know. I don't wanna. Oh? I mean, we might as well watch this. Go away. About that, yes. 15 years is a long time to wait. You can't imagine how much I've suffered. You've suffered? But now, the perfect opportunity has presented itself. At last, I shall have my revenge. What? Merry Christmas! Oh my god! And a Happy New Year! What? Edgeworth! No. No, there's no way. Okay, no more of that, no more of that, no more of that. No, we're done. I'm done. Okay. Edgeworth defended moment. And hey, be careful in court. Yeah, I'll do my best. We've got a lot. That's going to be an interesting case. Apparently, Edgeworth is our... But I don't... So I get to defend Edgeworth. Okay. I'll take that. After how he helped me take down the previous victim, I'll be more than happy to return the favor. Anyway, that is it. I mean, the thing about this game that's interesting is that the defense, Phoenix's only goal, realistically, is to prove that Will Powers was innocent. He's not supposed to go on the offensive. But, I mean, in this game, you're able to do that, which is fine. So, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. I will be streaming tomorrow. I don't know when. After 3 p.m. EST. Yeah. Hopefully I'll be a good defense or prosecutor. I don't know what I'm going to be. We'll see. Anyway, thank you. And have a good day. See you tomorrow. Bye.